And that's why you have racism all over. That's why you have people judging other people by the color of their skin, like Dr. King said, and not by the content of their character. Because Satan, S.A. has perverted the real McCohen, the real thing. Because Yahweh's idea of a master race is all who love him and obey his commands. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. So when you wonder where did this racist plague come from, that plague humanity, it came from the counterfeiter who saw the true plan of Yahweh and tried to mimic it into offshoot plans of hatred, variance, malice, and every evil act. Are we on? I said, are we on?
We're on!
So Yahweh raised up Noah and Methuselah, not just to float the boat, because the flood was coming and they needed to float the boat. He was forming a continuity. Hello? The continuity, we'll read about this later, went from Adam to Avel, to Seth, to Enosh, and later to Enoch, Hanok, and later to Lamech, and Methuselah, and Noah. And so the forming of a master race. Are you with me? Not German, not Jewish, not anything else. The forming of a master assembly, a great ecclesia, or called out assembly, was the plan of Yahweh from the foundation of the world. He said, Noah, Methuselah, get in that boat, because after the flood subsides, you shall, listen, raise up seed, and your children with you in the midst of the earth. Now listen to this. Let's continue. Yahshar 5:15. And Noah went and took a wife. Okay, now what does the Bible tell us? Noah went on the Teva, the ark, with his wife and his what? 3 children. So the skeptic is the same skeptic who says, well, I would believe the Bible, but who was Mrs. Cain? Who was Mrs. Cain? And who was Mrs. Noah? In order for Noah to go on the Teva, the ark, with his wife, he had to have a wife. And we know that he couldn't possibly have a wife because of this, and because of that, and because the Bible doesn't mention a wife. Slow down now. Let's continue in Sefer Yahshar. The mysterious Sefer Yahshar. Mysterious. Noah went and took a wife, and he chose Naamah, the daughter of Enoch. Noah's wife was righteous Hanok, Enoch's daughter.
That's right. Righteous.
All these righteous people would marry off into their righteousness. You're not listening. Abraham's wife was called Sarah, and Sarah was Abraham's niece, the daughter of his brother. Meaning, one didn't die and then the next one was raised up, which is the impression you get reading the Bible. All of our patriarchs, all our ancestors, not only knew each other, not only fellowshiped with each other, not only had chavurah with each other, but made sure to marry in the family, which is why Eliezer went for Abraham to find a bride for Yitzchak from Padan Aram for the house of his relatives. Hello? The righteous sought out the righteous. The righteous married the righteous. Who was Noah's wife? Enoch's daughter. How do we find that out? Sefer Yahshar. Because it's the book of all the righteous patriarchs, not just a few details, but it gives us all the details of the righteous patriarchs. Listen to this. Noah took the daughter of Enoch, Naamah. She was 580 years old. She was still young. 580 years old. when he took Naamah as a wife. And Noah and Methuselah stood forth and said in the ears of the sons of men, all that Elohim has spoken concerning them. But the sons of men would not listen, neither would they incline their ears to all their declarations. And Noah took the 3 daughters, listen carefully, write this down. Noah took the 3 daughters of Eliakim, son of Methuselah, as wives for his sons, as Yahweh commanded Noah. Not only did Methuselah preach destruction and salvation through Yahweh, he had a ministry partner known as Methuselah, and he took his wife from Enoch's daughter, and when it came time to provide 3 wives for who? Shem, Ham, and Japheth, he took the son of Methuselah, i.e. the seed of Methuselah, Eliakim's son, who had 3 daughters, and those 3 daughters became the wives of Noah's 3 sons. So that on that boat was not only preserved the seed of Noah, the seed of Methuselah, and the seed of Enoch, and the seed of Enosh, and the seed of Seth, and the seed of Adam, and the seed of righteous Abel.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
When Yahweh locked that door, and locked the door for Tevat Noah, he had in that boat the seed of the line of the Yahshar, or the righteous, upright line, from Adam all the way to Noah, and it was fulfilled when he said, Methuselah, you got a stake in this too. I want you to preach too, because your seed, through your son's 3 daughters, i.e. your granddaughters, are going to marry Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Good gene pool.
In other words, ladies, you better date, if you believe in dating, or don't date, is even better, and find a man of the seed of Yahshar. Don't bring a bum home or a woman home who is not the seed of Yahshar, because you'll destroy your life. Forget about your parents and your relatives and everything Yahweh has and built up in store for you. You'll destroy your life. When our people came home with a boyfriend or girlfriend, it was from the line of Yahshar. I know what I'm talking about. Let me speak. Be quiet. It was from the line of Yahshar. So Yahweh took Yahshar, men and women who were already established as what? Yahshar, and brought them together. How would we know this without Sefer Yahshar? How would we know any of this? We think, oh yeah, Noah just got married. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, but they married somebody, not somebody, the sons of the righteous Methuselah, who was the offspring of righteous Enoch, because Methuselah married Enoch's daughter.
Come on.
At its core, brothers and sisters, this is biblical matchmaking. The best kind. Yahweh makes your match. You will have Yahshar, and it is to raise up righteous Zerah to serve Yahweh. The purpose of procreation is to raise up righteous children who will serve Yahweh.
Come on. Come on. Hello.
And if you choose your own spouse, in addition to being an idiot and a child of the flesh, you cannot possibly raise righteous seed. That's why this book has been hidden and is not considered scripture, because it's got multiple faceted revelations, and they all are thus saith Yahweh, and the only possible author is Joshua, because there were no other authors between Job and Joshua except Moshe and Joshua, and so we know by process of elimination Joshua wrote this book. The continuity of our people. We've got this idea by reading the Bible that Yahweh married Israel on Mount Sinai, and that from then on Israel was born. I submit to you, Israel was born in the Garden of Eden, and that the single assembly of people that we call our fathers, or those who have been Yahshar, go all the way back to the Garden of Eden. And would you expect Yahweh to operate anywhere else? Aren't we the ones who teach there's no such thing as the synagogue or the church? There's only the ecclesia, or the called out of Yahweh? Aren't we the ones who teach that? Well, if we're going to teach that, we better be consistent and not say Yahweh changed somewhere back then. He operated then as he operates today. He chose Adam and Eve. He created Adam and Eve to have a single bride that would serve him. Make sense? Don't go around teaching there's no such thing as Jew or Gentile. There's one in Mashiach. We are the Israel of Yahweh. If you're not ready to take it all the way back to the Garden of Eden, because if you're not, you're accusing Yahweh of changes. When Malachi 3:6, he says, I am Yahweh, I change not. Then I'm talking about the continuity of our people. We're just getting started. Already you learn more than you learn in most congregations on that other day. If we don't even go any further. Let's continue. Now you know why you came today. Okay. Chapter 9, verse 5. So who was on, what seed was on that teva? The righteous Yahshar. Methuselah, Enoch's daughter. Was Enoch's seed on that boat? Was Methuselah's seed on that boat? Was Noah's seed on that boat? When we read the Bible, we go, oh, God, it's so nice that Yahweh saved the world. But what was he doing? While he was wiping out with one hand, he was stretching forth his arm of salvation, redemption, forgiveness, and sustenance with the other hand. Yahweh doesn't kill unless he first wants to make alive. When Yahweh kills, it's for the purpose of bringing life to those who want life. He's not an indiscriminate murderer. Now, Sefer Yahshar, chapter 9, verse 5. I almost feel like saying turn to Sefer Yahshar, but I can't do that at this point. Sefer Yahshar 9:5. That's what I feel like doing. But I'm aware that you guys have that, you don't have that copy yet. Okay. Sefer Yahshar 9:5. Now listen to this. This is very important. Ted, you're going to love this, so behave yourself. When Abraham came out from the cave, I don't want to get into too much detail. He was hiding from Nimrod. Nimrod, yeah. Nimrod tried to kill Abraham. But you wouldn't know that if you didn't have Sefer Yahshar. Okay? Let's continue. When Abraham came out of the cave, he went to Noah's house. After the flood, Noah didn't live in the wilderness. He had a house. Now, it may not have been a big house. It may not have been a palatial house. It may not have been a palatial dwelling. But trust me when I tell you, Noah had a house. Abraham, who we consider the father of the faith, Christianity considers Abraham the father of the faith, but I say wrong, 100% wrong. See, from Scripture you would think Abraham couldn't come on the world stage until Noah croaked, right? Talk to me. And Noah couldn't come on the world stage till Adam and Eve croaked. Well, I have news for you. They all knew each other. The continuity of our people. Now you stay with me on this. When Abraham came out of the cave, he didn't go shopping. He went to Noah, son of Shem, and Abraham remained with Noah, and I'm not changing the word in here. I'm reading it exactly as it is in the Hebrew. He remained with Noah to learn the Torah of Yahweh.
Wow. Hallelujah.
Well, Rabbi, you know what he said best. How is it? Impossible. The Torah was given at Mount Sinai. Really? Really? For the first time? Now, it was renewed at Mount Sinai, just like it was renewed through the blood of Yeshua in your heart. But I'll prove to you that the book of Yahshar confirms Scripture. How could Abraham come out of a cave and go to Noah's house to have yeshiva lessons, Torah lessons? We got this thing like, Rabbi, this is crazy stuff, man. We know, and you know, and she knows, and we all know that you should know, that we did know, that we could know, that we ought to know, that Abraham got everything from heaven. Everything Abraham knew. That's the way we think. Yeah. That's the way we think. You shake your head all you want. That's the way we think. That everything Abraham got was by revelation from heaven. Everything Yitzchak got was by revelation from heaven. Everything Yaakov had was by revelation from heaven. Let me amend that. 99% of what our forefathers got was not from heaven, was from man. And occasionally Yahweh would confirm with a dream and a vision and an apparition. And you're going to see more than ever today the need for discipleship, proper discipleship. Authoritative, submitted discipleship. You know why Abraham went to Noah's house? To submit to his authority. Yep. That's one of the reasons this thing has been suppressed. Rabbi, how come it's not in my Bible? I don't know. Maybe you tell me. It's in Joshua 10:13. It's in 2 Samuel 1:8. It's in 2 Timothy 3:8. And by Remez, it's in Revelation 7. And I'm looking for more places. Don't tell me this is not scripture. If David quotes it, and Joshua quotes it, and Joshua wrote it. Now let's continue. Abraham went to Noah and his son Shem, and he remained there to learn the Torah of Yahweh and his halachot, and no man knew where Avram was. And Avram, meaning Abraham, Avram, served, listen carefully, Avram served, don't ask me to get you a glass of water, Rabbi. I rebuke that controlling demon. That's a control. That's a demon of control. You know what's wrong with that thing Yeshua place? There's a whole bunch of controlling demons. That's right. You got that right, but they're not demons. I'll tell you something else. The opposite of control is chaos and anarchy. That doesn't happen here. We may not be a big congregation, but we don't have anarchy or chaos, or coup d'etats, or coups. And you go to most of these places. I got a letter from a rebbe in California. Rabbi, I'm closing down. I got 5 people. One of them comes with his girlfriend. He's a married man. The other woman is a polygamist who has 10 husbands, and she's coming looking to add to her harem. Ask Rivka. I'm not making this stuff up. This came this week in the mail. A union congregation. We're closing up. We can't continue. Because this guy, 5 people, one of the guys brings his girlfriends to the Bible studies. The other lady is looking to add men to her harem. There's mass sexual immorality. They don't want to sing. They don't want to dance. They just want to sit there questioning me on Galatians. And I answer the same questions every week. And every week they ask me more questions on why does Galatians say this? Why does Galatians say that? Rabbi, I had to close the door. If you want to take us off the directory, that's fine. I'm just letting you know we had to close the door. That's not what happened here. That's not what happened here. Trust me. I know exactly what I'm doing. You may not think I do, but I know exactly what I'm doing. Sometimes I miss it a little bit. When I zig, and I'm supposed to zag, or I zag and I'm supposed to zig, that's true. But Yahweh does not say Moshe is perfect. But I know exactly how to oversee the congregation. But none of us are perfect, obviously. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Now let's continue. So the end of Sefer Yahshar 9:5. Avram served, get this in your spirit, Avram served Noah and Shem, his son, for a long time. Did you get that?
Hallelujah.
How did Abraham become this great father of faith? How did Abraham reveal? Yeah, why did Yahweh choose Abraham? Because he showed himself faithful in serving others and taking his Torah lessons from those who were not only qualified, but as we're going to see again, and we saw last week, from Melchizedek, Melech Tzaddik himself. Shem was Melech Tzaddik, Melchizedek. Jesus ain't Melchizedek, and if you don't understand that, you get last week's tape. Now, why would Abraham go to Noah's house? Because not only was Noah there, the continuation of the seed of Yahshar, Melchizedek was there. Whoa, baby. That's a yeshiva you want to be a part of. Hello? If I told you Melech Tzaddik will be teaching today's class, would you go? The same one in Hebrews 6, Hebrews 10, Genesis, Bereshit 14. Yeah, that one. Would you want to be there? Well, that's what Abraham was doing in Noah's house. He was coming for lessons. Do you see the continuity of our people? Israel wasn't born on Sinai. Israel was remade, renewed on Sinai. Expanded. And re-expanded through the Brit Hadashah to include Israel from all the world. Not just the Middle East. Does this make sense? Listen to this. Abraham served Noah and Shem, his son, for a long time. And Abraham was in Noah's house. Listen, take notes. This is Sefer Yahshar 9:6. Abraham was in Noah's house 39 years.
Wow.
And he wasn't even an elder. 39 years. And Abraham knew Yahweh from 3 years old. Why? Because he was submitted to the line of Melech Tzaddik. What is Melech Tzaddik? The king of Yahshar, the king of righteousness. Well, how did Abraham become the father of our faith, Abraham? How did Abraham become the father of our faith? He was taught by Melchizedek and Noah. That's how he became the father of our faith. And because he learned, received, and obeyed the Torah that he received from Noah and from Shem. I want to see that in the Word. Well, this is the Word. But if you still need you want to see another confirmation? Bereshit 26. So you're looking so religious on me. My goodness gracious. I feel like putting you in a cave with Noah and Shem. Bereshit 26. Here's why Yahweh revealed himself to Abraham. Bereshit, Genesis 26. I will increase, verse 4, your Sarah like the stars of the heaven. I will give all these lands to your Sarah. And in your Sarah all nations of the earth shall be blessed, because you're saved by grace through faith. Is that what it says? Because you obey Abraham, obeyed my voice, guarded my charge, kept my commandments, my law, and Torah. Abraham was chosen for the gift and blessing of physical multiplicity because he was a Torah keeper. How did he wake up as a Torah keeper at the age of 3? Well, when you hang Noah and Shem from the age of 3, I think you'll get it. Hello? I think you'll get it pretty quick. Are we on? Are we going? Let's continue. Now, Abraham knew Yahweh from the age of 3, and he went, listen, in the halachot of Yahweh until the days of his death, as Noah and his son Shem had taught him. Do we get that from religion? Do we really get the father of our faith? We get that part, don't we? Abraham was the father of our faith. We get that. But how did he become the father of our faith? Through the teaching ministry of Noah and Shem. Thank you. You see the continuity here? One didn't die and then the other showed up. There's one teaches the other, disciples the other, spends time with the other, works with the other. That's how Israel came into being. That's how the seed of Yahshar was preserved through this time. Watch this. From 3 years old, he went in the halachot of Yahweh until the days of his death, as Noah and Shem had taught him. Now I'm reading from Sefer Yahshar 9:10. There was not a man found in those days in the whole earth who knew Yahweh, for they served each man his own Elohim, except Noah and his house. Is this after the flood or before the flood? Abraham. Even after the flood, no one in the earth knew Yahweh except Noah and his house, and those who came to his house for teaching. And the one who came to Noah's house for teaching was Abraham. Thank you. And all those who were under his counsel knew Yahweh in those days. You missed that. All those who were under his counsel in those days. So how did you get to know Yahweh? To be under the counsel of Noah and Shem. Does this amaze you? Sefer Yahshar? Does this blow your mind? It's all there. It's been there. It's been there for 3,500 years. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I said Baruch Hashem Yahweh. I said Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Now watch this. Avraham, the son of Terah, was growing great in those days. Notice, he grew in Yeshua, in Yahweh, in the house of Noah, and no man knew it, but Yahweh was with him. In other words, Abraham was becoming Abraham in the midst of all the evil in the world, and no man knew it except Yahweh. Don't you feel like that sometimes? I'm living right, I'm living like Abraham, I'm living like Yitzchak, I'm living like Israel, and no one knows it? Let's continue. And Yahweh gave Abraham an understanding heart, and he knew all the works of that generation were vain, and that all their Elohim were vain, and no avail. And Abraham said to himself, surely these are not Elohim that made earth and mankind, but these are the servants of Elohim. And Abraham, now listen carefully, remained in the house of Noah, and there he knew Yahweh and his halachot, and he served Yahweh all the days of his life, and all that generation forgot Yahweh and served other Elohim of wood and stone, and rebelled all their days. And in the 50th year of the life of Abraham, son of Terah, Abraham came forth from the house of Noah and went to his Abba's house. He was there for 39 years and came forth at the age of what? 50. But he knew Yahweh from the age of 3 by visiting Noah's house. We don't think of it this way, do we? Let's be honest. It never occurred to us that Abraham became Abraham by learning from Noah himself and from Melech Tzaddik, Shem. It never occurred to us. He learned the Torah. That's what Yahweh says in the Torah given to our people at Sinai. He goes, teach your children, and when they rise, when they sleep, tell your children. Because that's how Israel does this thing. Does this make sense?
Amen.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Verse 14. And Abraham knew Yahweh, and he went in his halachot and Torot, and Yahweh, his Elohim, was with him. And Abraham hearkened to the voice of Eliezer, and Abraham hurried. This is verse 61. And ran. Okay, this is a different part. Okay? This is when Nimrod was trying to kill Abraham. Okay, and I want to backtrack a little bit. This is when Nimrod was trying to kill Abraham. Verse 61. Abraham hearkened to the voice of Eliezer. Who was Eliezer? Abraham's servant. And Abraham hurried and ran for safety to the house of Noah and his son Shem. He concealed himself there. He found a place of safety, and the Melech's servants came to Abraham's house. Nimrod came looking for Abraham, but they could not find him. They searched throughout the country. He was not found. They went and searched every direction. He was not there. When the Melech's servants could not find Abraham, they returned to the Melech, but the Melech's anger against Abraham was stilled. As they did not find him, the Melech drove from his mind this matter concerning Abraham. Abraham, listen, was concealed in Noah's house for 1 month until the Melech forgot this matter, but Abraham was still afraid of the Melech. Terah came to see Abraham secretly in the house of Noah, and terror was great in the eyes of the Melech. The point being that Abraham went there to learn and to hide. That's the point. Where do you hide when you have trouble in the spirit? Where do you hide? Not only, yes, Yahweh, that's right. But not only Yahweh, but Yahweh's servants. Shem, Melech Tzaddik. He knew where to run when he was in trouble. He knew where he was called. He knew the place that he would learn about Yahweh for 39 years. So he knew where he was planted, and he knew where to run, and he knew where he was called. Correct? So when Nimrod was chasing him, he didn't go, let me just find a place. He not only learned in Noah's house, but whenever he was shaken, he ran to Noah's house for safety. The point being the continuity of our ancestors. Let's get this deep in our spirit. They knew each other, they ate with each other, they broke bread with each other, they prayed with each other, they taught each other Torah. You're not going to get this teaching in the church, and some of you look so bored, I just feel like quitting now. I never got this in the church. I never got this. I didn't get this.